Dubois County's 2015 budget is almost complete. More on that. Plus, Carrie Schneider is back with our friends at the Dubois County Humane Society, and Patty Getfrich and Steffi Schmucker talk about the German Club essay contest tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. Well, budget season is now upon us, and the Dubois County Council almost has the 2015 budget ready to go. Yesterday, the Dubois County Council held an all-day budget hearing at the County Courthouse Annex in Jasper. The total advertised budget for 2015 was at nearly $22.3 million. The 2014 budget came in at just under $21.1 million. This year's general fund came in at just over $9.7 million, an increase of a little more than $500,000 from what was approved for 2014. Other funds included in the total are the COET, Health Maintenance, Community Corrections, Pretrial Diversion, Local Emergency Planning, and EDIT funding, among others. Most county departments had only minor increases in their 2015 budget requests due to changes made to some employee salaries. The increased standards used by the council were $30 bi-weekly for full-time workers, while part-time workers' salaries were raised 45 cents an hour. The Sheriff's Department and Health Department were among those with the largest increases in requests at more than $200,000 each. On the other side, the County Election Board decreased its budget requests by nearly $48,000. Additionally, the County Ambulance Services Memorial Hospital subsidy dropped from $914,000 for 2014 to just over $700,000 requested for 2015. Overall, County Council President Greg Kendall says the county's department heads once again did well through the budget process.
I am absolutely impressed with our people that they have basically over the last several years have absolutely, as far as increases in their budgets, have kept it at bare bones so that if they need something, they can come back for an additional appropriation later, and they've kept the budget almost as is down the line, except for the increases in salaries.
Kendall says there is room in the budget for additional appropriations. He says the council will handle those requests as they get them. The County Council will be holding its regular August meeting next week. That is set for 4:30 p.m. on Monday in the Courthouse Annex. Dubois County continues to have the lowest unemployment rate in Indiana. Numbers released today by the Indiana Department of Workforce Development show the county's unemployment rate is at 3.9% for the month of July. That's a drop of 0.4% from June. Dubois County has also widened its lead over second-place Hamilton County. That gap is now at 0.3%. In other counties across the area, Davies and Martin counties are tied for the 5th lowest unemployment rate in Indiana at 4.4%. Meanwhile, Warwick County is at 4.8%, Spencer County 4.9%, Pike County at 5%, Perry County 5.5%, Orange County 6%, and Crawford County has the highest rate in our area at 6.6%. Now, as we first brought you yesterday, Indiana's unemployment rate remained at 5.9% for the month of July. That is the second lowest rate in the region, behind only Ohio. Sullivan County had the highest unemployment rate statewide. That was at 7.9%. Hooterville residents may soon be able to get gas service from the city of Jasper. Last night, the Jasper Utility Service Board approved continuing the process of expanding service to Hooterville. Extending the line would cost over $92,000. Now, the board heard last night that 29 Hooterville residents have expressed their interest in hooking up to the city of Jasper's gas utility. Any Hooterville resident that decides to hook up to the gas utility will have to make a $1,000 deposit and pay an $18 monthly charge for up to 10 years. City Attorney Renee Kabrick told the board the charge would be reevaluated every 2 years to decide if it needs to be adjusted based on interest rates. Utility Service Board Chairman Wayne Sheeter says several factors came together to make the idea more feasible.
One is that natural gas prices are way down, and several of the homes out there are on propane, which has gone up over the years. So I think that's the big one financially, and also dependability. When you're on the natural gas line from the city, you don't have to worry about having gas delivered. It's going to be there. And so I think there are a lot of advantages, and people just felt it was a good time to do it.
The city will be sending out letters to Hooterville residents regarding the idea. Those interested will have to return the letter to the city prior to September 12th. Those who turn it in after the 12th will have to pay a $1,500 deposit. Those who sign the letters will also have to sign annexation waivers in case the city chooses to annex the area down the road. The $18 monthly charge could come as early as October's bill if this project moves forward. The Jasper City Council will look into the issue further at its next meeting set for tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Final approval could come at Jasper Utility Board's September 15th meeting. Also last night, the board heard about issues surrounding utility deposits for some of the city's largest customers. Cabrick stated that several customers had expressed concern over paying abnormally large amounts of money when they want service for a new structure or an existing structure that they just bought. The current policy requires a deposit equivalent to 1.5 months of a structure's average utility cost. Sheeter says it's an issue the city will have to do more research on.
We really haven't finalized any of those, but we're saying, okay, what are some options we might look at in lieu of a large deposit? And so we'll see what we can come up with over the next few months.
Sheeter says current ratepayers will not be impacted by any potential changes there. The board approved hiring Indianapolis-based firm Hackman, Hewlett & Craycraft to study the issue further. That cost will not exceed $5,000. Folks traveling along US 231 in Daviess and Martin counties will need to find another route next week. The Indiana Department of Transportation says it will be closing the highway for 4 work days starting next Monday morning at 8 a.m. The closure will be about a mile south of State Road 645 near Bramble by the Daviess and Martin County line. State highway officials say the closure is needed to replace a drainage pipe that runs under the highway. The detour for motorists will use US 50 from Washington to Lagodi, Interstate 69, and State Road 58 through Odin. Finally this evening, Holiday World and Splash and Safari has now joined the wave of fundraising efforts geared towards ALS research. Yesterday, full-time staff at the park stood under the massive tipping bucket at Kaima Bay and were doused with water as part of the Ice Bucket Challenge. The staff also brought their own buckets and hard hats with ice as part of this challenge. The park then issued its own Ice Bucket Challenge to Kings Island, Dollywood, Six Flags St. Louis, and Silver Dollar City. Now, ALS, which is often referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. As many as 30,000 Americans face the disease at any one time. Holiday World's donation to the cause will be threefold. These will come from staff, a park-wide donation, and a donation from the Cook family. Now, earlier today, I also got in on the Ice Bucket Challenge. You can go to our Facebook page to see the entire video. That link is facebook.com/18WJTS. Make sure to like the page while you're there. All right, coming up after the break, Carrie is back with our friends at the Dubois County Humane Society, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform with Patty Getfrich and Steffi Schmucker. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.